All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Rich at Heart podcast. We are back for episode 41.
Mm-hmm.
This is 41. All right. And we are including our producer in today. He's usually behind the scenes, and today he's going to join us and get in on this fun. So thanks, Rom.
Yeah, thank you guys.
So we thought it would be fun to go back and forth with some questions.
Yes.
And so, Rom, do you want some questions? We didn't give you some.
We didn't give you questions.
Yeah.
We didn't give him any questions.
We'll give him a couple of these. So it's kind of like a this or that situation.
Okay.
So it kind of like gives us better insight to each other and like what we would do in some of these situations. Yeah, see?
Okay. I haven't even read them.
Yeah.
I want them to be a complete surprise.
Yeah, they didn't read these. I wrote them out at home. I thought of some of them. Maybe I Googled some of them. But it kind of will give us like more insight in real time about one another. Yeah. So, Rudy, go ahead and start.
Okay, so do I read it to somebody or I'm reading it and answering it?
So, how about you just read it and then maybe we'll all give our answer.
Okay.
So you read it and then give your answer and maybe like a why, and then we can kind of discuss. And then we can give our answers and like maybe have like a short discussion so we can get through some of it.
I like this. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
All right. So, intense pain for 10 minutes or dull pain for one day. Oh, okay. So, now, you know what? I would take the intense pain for 10 minutes because after that, I wouldn't have that much pain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take the intense pain for 10 minutes instead of the dull pain for... Because if I have dull pain for one day, I could fuck myself up for the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I have intense pain for 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes.
So I guess it's like, okay, what is the intense pain?
Yeah.
Is it childbirth? Right. Is it, I've seen people walk on nails.
Oh, shit. Or kicked in the balls. And feel that pain for 10 whole minutes.
This is definitely physical, not mental. Like
yes, physical. Okay, yes, physical pain for sure. So I feel like I'd probably want to do like maybe because like I got dull pains. Okay,
I've got dull pains.
You like so?
Yeah, you have to deal with it no matter what.
I do.
So.
Yeah.
So like I know what that is, but like if I have to like stand on nails for 10 minutes, like I'm good. Like I'll just have this like lower back situation
for life
for all day. Yeah, like I'm good on that. So like I don't know if I want the intense pain.
Yeah, I would say dull because I feel like we kind of deal with it no matter what. And with the intense, like I've been ran over on my foot.
Yeah.
Like right.
Yep.
And the tire stood on my foot,
Dramatic.
went over, went back. So like I know pain.
Was someone mad at you?
No, it was like he didn't know what was going on.
It was actually his 6th birthday. This happened.
Oh, you were 6?
I was 6, and
so you remember it.
I remember a lot of. I got hurt a lot, so my pain threshold is probably high, right? But anyways, I hurt my back just like on the couch, and I was like pulling my neck, and like I think I bulged it. I don't know the specific term, but something popped. I don't know if it was a nerve or it's a disc. Anyways. Trying to sleep and then like waking up and like couldn't move, like excruciating pain. So this is intense pain. That's like really, really hard pain. So 10 minutes of that, no, I'd rather do the dull pain.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I still would rather do the 10 minutes of intense pain.
Well,
it's maybe because I'm a sadist.
How intense are we talking about? Yeah, I think so. Since he wrestles, I feel like his pain
like I always feel like
likes pain.
I always feel like I would really enjoy like a dominatrix. Like if I was ever to hire like a you know what I mean, like one that would whoop my ass a little bit before we got busy. Like I would probably be like, this is what I've been missing in my life. Like this is exactly what I've been needing.
That makes sense. You know what I like, and this gonna sound weird and stupid, but like
we'll explore that more in the next episode.
I like for someone to like put their weight on me or something like that. Like I don't know, me just feeling like I could.
How much weight?
Like a lot of weight. I don't know.
We've been talking about weight before we started recording.
I know it's gonna sound so stupid, but like, have you ever heard of like the Salem witches, like where they put like a lot of like weight on them, like cement blocks to like crush them and stuff like that?
Wait.
Oh, to kill them?
Yeah, to kill them. Yeah, I was like,
so you want like weight on them?
I don't want that, but I'm just saying, like, I always wondered how much weight could I take. But like, anyways, I like.
That's pretty strange.
I know where it comes from, though. I know where it comes from.
Do you have a weighted blanket?
No, I don't.
You need to probably get one.
Yeah, get you a weighted blanket.
I know where it comes from though, because like my dad, he used to like wake me up by like.
Oh
yeah, you don't want to get out of the bed.
Big, yeah.
So he just like he's a bigger guy. He laid like all his weight on me, and I'd be like, oh, and then I
get off. Yeah.
I was like, I'm good. I don't care. And then you can just stay there, and then. But yeah, that's why it comes from. So everything comes from.
I don't know where the dominatrix comes from.
I don't know if that was like a childhood trauma.
No, it wasn't a trauma.
Okay.
It was a pleasant thing. That's why I like
pleasant.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it might sound crazy, but no, it was like a loving thing. like, yeah.
No, and that's like I have a weighted blanket. It's like 15 pounds, and like it's good for like anxiety and things. It makes you feel like secure, like cozy. Like it makes you like it helps with your anxiety. Okay. So I get that. That makes sense. Okay, so mine says read the comments or fuck what they think. So. There's, we're all like online in different capacities, right? Yeah. So I feel like I do both. I read the comments and I fuck what they think. So I have a video on TikTok that kind of like went like semi-viral. Like it has like 40 or 50,000 views or something like that. And it was just like on my experience with some white people. Anyway, and there's comments on there. It's just like, oh my God, like you need to get over it. Or it's not that serious. It's not about race. Da 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 da. So it's like, I read the comments, but I'm just like, fuck what you think. And I'm not like gonna go back and forth with you like about it. So, so both for me. Okay. What do you guys say?
More? I just want to know what you lean towards more though. Would you rather not read the comments and fuck what they think, or would you rather just read the comments and be like, not care? Because you're reading the comments. So would you rather?
I think like at this point where I'm at, I think I would rather maybe fuck what they think. Because like maybe right now like I'm not in a position of like who am I, right? Okay. So like do I so maybe if I became more noticeable, like that might change, but I think that's where I'm at right now.
I think that's a good mental space to have.
Yeah. Like, and I, like, for me, like, I don't really care too much about what people say to me anyways. Like, especially people I don't know. Okay. Like, people that, like, are in my life who, like, know me, who, like, might, have
the closest ones deeper.
Yes. Like, I think I would care more about that. But, like, some Joe Schmo in their basement who ain't gotten any assistance.
God knows what.
87. Yeah. I don't care. Like, yeah, so I don't care about that. Okay. What about you guys?
I'm a read the comments and engage type person. Because like I do not engage. I know I got a pretty slick mouthpiece, so even if somebody says something like, and I remotely will be like, oh, you know what, I got a good response to that, I'll do it. And I just like that. Like I like the engagement. I'm not afraid to back down from verbal exchanges and otherwise. So I've even done that on the Rich at Heart podcast. There was somebody on like episodes back that said some slick shit when we did the Manosphere versus Femiverse, and I had to get on there and regulate. So I'll do it.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, so I'll do it. I'll engage. Yeah, I'll engage and read the comments. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's not like I really care. I don't care. It doesn't affect my feelings or whatever. But I just like to go and engage because I feel like I'm quicker thinking about stuff than they would be.
So yours is like read the comments, engage. And fuck what they think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right? I would just read the comments. I don't really have to respond, but I would just want to read it.
You just want to
know. People are foul. Like some people could be foul, but I would rather read it.
I feel it.
Okay.
All right. So this one's confused. Okay, so 1 year with no sex or 1 year with no orgasm. It kind of says mo sex or mo orgasm. Do your M's look like M's?
I'll take the mo sex. I'll take the mo sex.
Definitely say no.
Okay, so how do you get the orgasm without sex?
So, okay,
that's for guys, right?
So
guys,
that's the thing, right? So you can have like no sex, but then you can have 1 year of sex, but you don't orgasm. Like nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
So like you're having sex, but you don't get any pleasure out of it necessarily. So would you rather just go without the sex?
No, okay. So you're just saying like you're taunting yourself or something like that with the sex.
Yeah, like so.
Would you rather have just cold turkey, or would you rather have sex but you can't nut?
Like would you rather just have okay, 1 year with no sex, like you're not having any sex, no physical contact, or would you rather be having sex, but you're not climaxing, like you're not orgasming?
That's what they said, the soaking, right?
Soaking,
yes.
Soaking, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'd have to do the 1 year with no orgasm. I would have sex but no orgasm, which would be weird, but that's something.
It'd be so pointless. You're just wasting so much.
No, because you're
exerting so much energy.
I feel like that's what women go through.
Their whole lives.
Two out of 3 women go through that their whole lives. Yeah. So might as well just get something in the moment. But no climax is bad.
As a man, though,
I'd still do it. So I'd still do it because the feeling of being getting wet, getting your thing wet, sticky or whatever, like that's okay, but it would suck not finishing.
Okay. As a woman, I would probably just not do it.
Just not do it at all. It's just not worth
You'd
it.
go with the no sex.
Yeah,
because then after that year, you'd have like sex and explode and be like fulfilled and be like that whole year was worth it.
Because I think like if you talk to a lot of women, like they are completely content without sex. They would rather have like the emotional connection without the physical touch. Like, you know what I mean? Like for like like for us, like the O is the like kind of like the bonus, right? But like I think we're more prone to be able to go without the
I don't know. Okay, let me just ask this question then, because if that's the case, if you had someone who's giving you bomb sex, can you refrain from having sex with them? Because like a lot of women, they'll break their own rules for a guy who's giving them bomb sex.
What is bomb sex to a man?
What is bomb sex
to a woman? To a woman. Not to me, but to a woman. Like she's she's getting.
Can you refrain from good sex? Like
great
the best sex you've had so far,
and not give anything because and. Don't think rationally. Think if you're in the situation, or many women who would be in that situation, because I know a lot of women say that, oh, I don't do this, I wouldn't do that, I would never do this for a guy. But if they get bomb sex, they're breaking all the rules and doing everything for him. So
I guess bomb sex for me would be like the other person is everybody's reciprocating and there is an orgasm involved. Like we're
multiple. Let's say multiple.
Orgasms,
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
She never thought of that.
Wait a minute. But I would say like that is like where like your partner's being attentive, and I feel like in male-female relationships, it's very male-centered, and like it's very rare to find a male who is going to center their woman, unless they're very like they're mature and like they know what they're doing, but. Very rarely is a man going to center their woman.
Okay, but this guy did or does.
Okay, so he does.
100% of the time.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
You never had it, so you don't know what you can't miss what you never had.
I can't relate. I don't know. I can't relate.
Okay, so this is a fucking interesting question, right? Because, so to kind of bring the viewers in and let you guys know, for Lenten season, right? For Catholics, Lent is giving up something for 40 days.
Oh yeah, isn't that like now?
Yeah, it's still going. It's still ongoing, right? So I had given up all sexual pleasures, okay? Myself, porn, partner, all that. Okay?
Your partner?
It's fucking rough, okay? Good Friday is next Friday, okay? And I know it's something funny I learned about this whole thing now that I'm an adult versus when I was a kid Catholic.
Nothing funny about giving up sex.
Yeah. So I gave up all sexual pleasures, right? Thinking that, okay, this is going to strengthen my relationship because I'm not going to be, looking for sex all the time. I'm going to find different ways to be looking for ways to be creative and like showing my partner I support them and all this stuff like that, right?
I might cook dinner.
14 days in, fucking rough. Like straight up, like I felt like I was gonna fucking freak out, right? Work stressing me out. Yeah, work stressing me out. I'm at work and I'm just like, this is a different man. I'm like a caveman. I'm like, I'm out of my mind sometimes. Like little things will set me off that wouldn't set me off before. And I'm like, how the fuck do you not know this? Like that type of shit. Then you get to like the 20-day range and it's a little bit better and 20 plus days and you're like, okay, actually I could do this. Like, I actually feel a little bit more energetic. I've been working out more.
What is that like without masturbating?
Yes,
also?
everything. Yeah. So I'm like, oh man. Now the crazy thing is too, is like you think about it and you dream about it a lot more without acting on it. And it's crazy because like a guy will think about sex a lot. Like I'll catch myself being at work, fucking scrolling the news and I see something, I'm like, oh shit, what is that? Zoom in. Like, damn, she's sexy as fuck. And it's a news lady. I'm like, oh wait. Oh, I'm working. It clouds your mind. Like you're a caveman. But I learned, and I didn't know this going 20 plus days in, until I was in my son's catechism class, and the teacher was like, yeah, so what did everybody give up for Lent? I'm not going to say, right, in catechism class, but the kids were like,
supposed to be honest.
I give up, right. And it's all louder. And then, and so they're all like, oh, give up this and that. And she's like, well, did you guys know that in like canon law, which is the Catholic catechism law, she's like, kids don't have to give up anything. It's for 18 and older, for us who are disciplined enough to give something up. And Sundays don't count because the Lord rose on Sunday, forgiving all sins. So you can do whatever you gave up on for Lent on Sundays. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, wait, I never knew that. Yeah. I thought you had to go the whole. I thought you had to go the whole Lenten season without doing what you gave up. And she goes, no, it's 40 days. She goes, if you count Sundays in that 40 days, that'd be 45 days. She goes, so it's only those 40 days. You have to refrain.
They're like, I'm sorry you didn't learn this, but exactly. This isn't about you. It's about the children.
I gave up a lot of stuff as a teenager.
Yeah, and I'm like, I refrained from it for the whole time, but I could have done it on Sundays. So anyways, so I learned this. I'm like, oh shit, this coming Sunday I can do that. But then I wasn't able to. Yeah. And then I still didn't do myself.
You're on the path.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'm on the path.
Sticking it out.
The Mandalorian, this is the way. Like, I'm like, this is the way. But also too.
Follow Rafiki.
Yeah, but also too, like a lot of guys online in men's circles, manosphere, there's a lot of guys like, oh, no fat, bro. No fucking jerking off. No release unless it's with a woman. It's going to make you a man. It's going to make you strong. It's going to make you alpha. And I'm doing it and I'm like, well, you know what? I mean, yeah, I have those like kind of like the urges are different. Like I'm more in control of them now and this and that. But also at the same time, I'm like, bro, there's so many monks, like Buddhist monks, Hindu monks, Catholic priests and stuff like that have to refrain. Shout out to
the monks.
Yeah, they have to refrain from sexual activity. And they're kind of like the softest dudes you could think of.
They'll whoop your ass.
But they're kind of like peaceful.
Yeah, they're
peaceful and like love. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you got these Jim Brads, these bros who are like, yo, fat bro. Like, I'm like, you guys probably fapping it up like every night.
I love our monks and whatnot, but I just don't know. Are they really doing that? Like,
I don't know. Who's monitoring that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But anyways, to answer the question, I did not answer the question.
This conspiracy. Monks is like a prison. Like, don't ask, don't tell. Yeah. That's messed up.
There's no.
I didn't even answer the question.
We love them. We're just okay.
Yeah. But no, we love the monks.
No, they're strong mentally. I believe in them.
I believe.
I guess I would go with the no sex for a year because if I was fucking,
you still haven't answered the question.
Yeah, if I had to now I've been candid. I've been in relationships, and I'm gonna get like inboxes from exes and shit. They'd be like, "Well, was it me?" I'm just kidding.
Don't fucking inbox him.
I've been in relationships where I have like had a lot of sex, but I couldn't finish. Like there's just something about them I couldn't finish.
There's a chart. Like,
yes.
Weak puss.
That wasn't
an hour, 45 minutes.
And it sucks. Yeah. It sucks. Because you could fuck for like a long time.
Yeah.
They get off and you're just sitting there and you're like, I still got this hard on. Like I can't get rid of it until I go to the bathroom and then you have to make up a lie.
Is she not shit?
Probably. But I've been in those situations, so I would not want the whole fuck until you can't orgasm because that would make me even crazier than refraining from orgasming, I guess.
So if that was you, don't fucking hit him up. Hey, next question.
I feel like next question. Last thing, I feel like most people couldn't even have sex and not finish. They always finish, even though they don't want to finish. They finish. Yeah. But it takes a strong person. I feel like I could do it with no finishing. But anyways, okay, let's go.
I would take the no.
It would suck.
Anyways, next question. Is my turn?
It's hers. No, whose is it?
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Oh, argue back or keep the peace? Child.
Straight combative.
Argue back or keep the peace? I would say like now, keep the peace is more important than trying to get my point across, because just because you have a good answer or a good position, perspective, etc., doesn't mean they're actually going to see that if you argue it.
Yeah.
So it's better to just keep the peace. You know what I mean? If it's a situation where it's not going to come to violence, I'll just keep the peace.
Yeah. I think I would agree with that. It's, like, just me by nature, like, I will battle, like, I will go to war, like, I can argue, and I don't even think of, like, it's a now thing necessarily. I think it's just, like, a me thing. Like, I am, like, realizing, like, I am a more peaceful person. Like, I don't want to cause any more conflict than need be, especially just because, like, I'm starting to be in a place where I'm just, like, more comfortable, like, with the decisions that I'm making. So, like, I don't feel like the need to, like, justify my decisions or actions to someone else. So keeping the peace and just, like, having that relationship with myself and knowing, like, why I did that, and, like, letting the other person try to not explaining to the other person, right? Like, letting the other person think what they want to think, right? And just, I think, being just comfortable with, like, my decision, right? So, like, but if it gets to that point, I guess it depends on, like, what it is, right? Like, it depends on, like, what the argument is. But for the most part, I think at this point, I would opt to keep the peace. Because, like, you ain't disturbing my peace. So I'm going to keep the peace. True. Like, bitch, think what the fuck you want. Like, go ahead with your dumb ass.
Yeah. Simple question for me. I would just keep the peace, too. So for me, is it keeping the peace, to me, is just, like, letting it go and not even, engaging. But to you, it would be, like, trying to work it out and keeping the peace?
Well, still? Just, I guess just allowing the peace to be kept because...
But I'm saying, like, you could brush it off and still be their friend, or could you brush it off and still be their friend and keep it?
Yeah.
Or to me, I just have to kind of, like, let it go. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could still engage and be like, oh, I know you did this fucked up thing or said this, but I'm still gonna try to talk to you and do this. I'll just be like, I'm letting it go.
I guess like Sade said, like, it depends on the situation. Yeah. But at the most, it would be keeping the peace just for the sake of, like, look, it's not that serious. Yeah. Like, you obviously don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. But so I'm just gonna be like, okay, whatever. Think what you want to think. Like,
I think in, like, my recent, like, experiences, like, keeping the peace means just, like, not responding. And that's, like you said, like, not, like, explaining or, like, trying to work things out. Like, to me, keeping the peace is just, like, maybe just, like, not addressing it. Just be like, okay, like, you have, like, your point of view, I have mine, and, like, we'll just agree to disagree, like, without necessarily trying to work it out. That might not be the best way to go about it, but, like, that's just, like, where I am now, especially if, like, it's not, like, if you're dealing with a person whose perspective isn't going to change. So, like, why am I going to, like, exert myself to, like, try to, like, make a point when I know, like, you're probably not in the mental space to, like, understand what I'm saying. So it's just, like, I will just, like, leave it, like, where it's at, like, and where we're at. Like, I think this way, you think that way, and, like, we ain't gotta talk about it again. Yep. So, all right. Be embarrassed or be afraid, Roman?
I think I've embarrassed myself so many times. I'm kind of used to it. It sounds like you've gotten hurt a lot. I expected for myself to embarrass myself, so I'll say be embarrassed, because being afraid is, like, I don't know. It's like you're weird. Used to being embarrassed? I'm used to being embarrassed. Like, you know what that feeling is? I know what it is. I've been there. It comes, it goes. But being afraid, I feel like that's, like, a long-term thing, and you shouldn't be afraid.
Okay, so I guess there's, like, different levels or different circumstances of afraidedness. Yeah. Is that a word, afraidedness? Hashtag afraidedness. Okay, so there's, like, okay, like, I'm scared of the dark. Like, that's afraid. Okay. And then there's, like,
Are you really scared of the dark?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe. Shit. No, I live alone. Shit. I shouldn't put that out there.
She has a gun. So, yeah.
And dogs. Two big motherfucking
big ass dog.
Yeah, big ass dogs. So, no. But, okay, so there's, like, I'm afraid of the dark. Or there's, like, I'm afraid of being alone. Or there's, like, I'm afraid of not finding my purpose. Yeah. So, like, there's different levels of afraidedness. Hashtag afraidedness. So, like, are there any of those things that, like, you would rather that embarrassment takes precedence over afraidedness? No. So, like, none of those fears are, like, you're not worried about any of those fears. No.
Because, like, my worst fear of being afraid is to, like, develop, like, amnesia or dementia or something like that. I think that's like the worst. But like if I was that, like I'd rather be embarrassed if I had that, but I don't want to be afraid of it. I don't want to be afraid of anything. So
you want to be like, okay, you want to be embracing of it, like once it happens, because it's a product of aging, right? Like I feel like so. You know, like my grandma's kind of going through that. She's 82, and like we're just noticing, like, okay, like her cognitive isn't like where it is. Like, is that dementia? Is it Alzheimer's, or is it just product of like getting old age? Like, you know what I mean? And I can see like how frustrating that is for her. Yeah. To like in her mind, like she knows like what she wants to say. Yeah. It just like her brain isn't computing like. Yeah. She can't verbalize that in some instances, and so like I definitely can see that like that's difficult, and like that would definitely be hard.
What about you guys?
I would rather be embarrassed, like 'cause I don't really want to feel like I have too many like I don't want to fear things. Like embarrassment, I feel like only lasts for like it's for a finite amount of time, right? Like you can get over the embarrassment, but like fears are like kind of ongoing. You have to like put in work to like overcome them. It's like a journey. It's a process. So I want to put in the journey as a process. So like I'd just rather be embarrassed for that little bit of time. Yeah. And there's been like weird shit that's happened that's embarrassing, but it's just like you kind of own it and say like, yeah, that happened, and then you can like move on. Being afraid, like I think that takes a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Self-awareness. Am I making a word?
Yeah, you're making good words, but they sound legit.
Self-awareness.
Awareness.
Yeah, awareness. Self-awareness. I put a D in there.
Sounds cool.
Put some D in it.
Put some D in it. Hashtag put some D in it.
Just a bunch of hashtags.
Hashtag put some D in it. This episode's going to be called hashtag. Just no hashtags, actual hashtag, just hashtag.
No, hashtag put some D in it.
Yeah, hashtag put some D in it.
Makes sense.
Embarrassed or afraid?
I would rather be embarrassed, because thinking about it, I mean, like I was thinking, like, what if a grand scale, like what if the most embarrassed you could ever be, like I don't know, like fucking nudes or a sex tape leak that you didn't want to leak, right? It's pretty embarrassing, but I can get over that. I can be like, oh, you know what?
Why would it be embarrassing?
I don't know, just because it's an intimate situation, and what like I've recorded sex, and I've had partners that wanted to record sex. I like that, actually. I like doing that and watching it back. Hashtag watch it back. Yeah. Well, anyways.
Okay. All right.
So, but if it was like
another episode,
if you were like, I don't know, let's say, it was a one night stand or something, and they recorded without your consent, then it came out publicly, and you're like, oh shit, I'm embarrassed.
Especially if
everybody's seeing it. Yeah, especially if you didn't finish. Everybody's seeing it type thing. So it's like a big scale embarrassment.
But everybody's like, I was underwhelmed.
Yeah. And then you got to go back to the other question and engage in the comments, or fuck that. Or fuck what they say. Right? So that's like a large scale embarrassment. But I'd rather have that than like a fear. Because like fears, being afraid, then that means you have shit to work on. You have to internally work on something. You may need help to work on it too. Because a lot of people go through their lives with fears that they don't work on, and they're internalized and they manifest in different things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a fear of not being heard, or a fear of not being accepted. That kind of stuff leads to large scale manifestations like violence and self-harm and harm to others. Yeah. So I would rather not have that and have the embarrassment.
Okay, so just kind of to like keep with this question as of now, like what would be the most embarrassing thing that could happen right now, today, that would be like, okay, like that's fucking embarrassing, but I'll get over it. Like what's like the most embarrassing thing that could happen?
What I'm thinking in my head when you guys talking, it's like going to jail and getting raped or something.
Oh like shit, that's embarrassing. You can't tell anybody about that.
That could be the fear or embarrassment.
That's a fear too.
That's a fear or embarrassment. I'd rather be embarrassed if it happened, but I'd rather not be afraid and like fight it out and fight my way out of rape. But if I got raped, then that's embarrassing.
Now if it was on camera,
I didn't.
And people uploaded it.
Yeah, but still, at least I tried to fight and wasn't afraid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Charlie's dying.
What about you guys?
There's so many things.
That's your question, Charlie. What would be the ultimate
embarrassment?
The ultimate embarrassment.
See, in prison, you probably be good. You probably if she looks good, if she looks alright, that's okay.
I'm a lesbian, so like I'd be fine in prison. Like, I would thrive there.
She'd be running.
And I would not be getting raped. Yeah,
she'd be pimping.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Big pimp. Okay, so right now I feel like the biggest embarrassment that could probably happen. There's like a couple of them. But okay, so if I had to think of like something that would be like really embarrassing is like me farting.
Okay.
Like in a public
place.
Like a speech or something.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Me flatulence.
Okay.
In a public setting.
Yeah, like if it was like the grand opening of something and
that was like very
and you
loud.
were there to speak on behalf of like
or an acceptance speech.
And
there was like no way for me to be like it was somebody else. Like it was clearly
you
me.
Couldn't blame.
Yeah. Like,
okay, all right.
It's not even like whoever smelt it Delta, whoever denied the spot. Like it was clearly you did.
Right. Yeah,
like, I feel like you could play it off.
Blame it on everybody.
A little tiny joke. A little tiny joke. Just I don't know. I think.
How would you?
I don't know the joke, but I'm just saying. I feel like you could come out. Of that.
How do you put off?
Come out of that.
Flatulence.
And then,
my bad, just keep it pushing. Especially if it was like
or just keep going.
Hit him with the Shrek. Better out than in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
hit him with the Shrek.
Okay, so you guys have helped me to be able to like deal with that situation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like you might have to go into a public situation. You just had Costa Vida or something. Like,
yeah.
They should understand. You should just be like, I had Costa Vida.
They would understand.
Like
everybody,
I know the sweet part.
Everybody's like, does it to me too.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to racism.
Yes. What we're all actually here for.
Yeah.
We all do it. That's a way to combine all people. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I can't believe I said that. Anyway,
that's hilarious. Okay, I can see why. I get it. I
don't care about my family or like even like some of my friends, but like in a public forum.
Do it now on camera. I'm just kidding.
Get over your fear.
I can't fart on cue.
On cue, just like
I haven't eaten anything. Anyway.
All right. Do you want to say one real quick or next question?
Did you? Well, I guess I don't know. The biggest embarrassment right now, I guess, would be like I don't know. Embarrassing to me, I don't know. It would be like, okay, like let's say like Ashanti or like Bia or like Young Miami was give me a shot and I had like performance anxiety, right? Couldn't do it, and I had a performance anxiety, and then they put me on blast. That'd be the most embarrassing thing ever. And I'd be
like you shot your shot at one of these three people and you couldn't get it up?
No, yes. And like they were like,
you didn't have blue shoes?
They were like, I didn't have blue shoes. My blue shoes weren't on me. I had performance anxiety, couldn't do it, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, this motherfucker gave him a shot, and he couldn't. And I'd be like, oh shit. But
so we now know who Rhodey
Rhodey
wants to take a shot at. Bia, Young Miami,
oh yes, and
Ashanti.
Yeah.
Damn, Ashanti though. Okay.
She's so fun.
So fear and embarrassment go hand in hand. So whatever you said, embarrassment you're also afraid of, but just don't be afraid and don't be too much embarrassed.
Just carry my blue chew.
Okay. Yeah, just own it.
All right, who's next?
Okay, we got Rudy next.
No, he just did.
Oh, yours, Rome.
Oh yeah.
No, she just did hers.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's you.
All right. Okay. Save yourself or save another life.
Oh.
What would you do?
Oh, okay. So me, I always would have saved another life, always. But now that I have a family and kids, I have to save myself because, like, I don't want them to go through the world with them.
Unless it's them, though.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. You save them.
That's the thing. This question.
Yeah, right.
So this question came from like I watch 911, right, with Angela Bassett. Okay. And, like, they're always, like, going into, like, random-ass situations where they're, like, running back into, like, the danger. And they're like, I need to save him. Like, no, get out of there now. Yeah. Get out of if there's a direct order. And they're like, Captain, I gotta go. I'm like, all right, Captain, I'm just gonna turn back around. And they're done.
Captain said.
Captain
said, so I gotta go.
I feel like I'm the type of person that would save somebody else no matter what. But if I was thinking, I would try to save myself. But I think no matter what, I would probably save somebody else. Yeah. I know.
He's such a good guy. I would definitely save myself.
I would definitely save myself. Like,
I feel like I have more to contribute.
Like Brenda and Cindy in Scary Movie 2.
Exactly.
She's exactly. Oh my God! Let this bitch just break an ankle and get eaten or stabbed or whatever the fuck.
Bye. Yeah.
I feel like shit saying that.
No. I think it's real.
And I ain't got no kids. And
yeah.
I don't even have anybody to live for, really. But
you could still possibly find that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My time here is not done. So
yeah, that's right.
And if you were in that situation, like God wanted you to be in that situation.
Yeah.
And if you demise, like that was His plan for you.
Okay. But would you feel bad if somebody didn't save you? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. If you were the one that didn't get saved.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Like, would I want somebody to run into a
And they could have easily saved you.
They could have easily saved you. They just dipped.
Let you drown.
I guess, I would be, super appreciative if they did.
Yeah.
But if they didn't, I'm like, yeah, I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
So,
It's all split second. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know what you're going to do in that situation.
It just depends. Like, if it was my kids, of course, I'm saving them, right? Family members, of course, I'm saving them, or trying to save them. And it's crazy because I don't know, like, if I was really in the situation, like if there was a natural disaster, like a big earthquake or a tornado or something like that, and
a flood.
Yeah, and somebody was in danger.
We're about to have.
Or a threat.
Right. Or a threat. Yeah. I would probably save the person because I've thought of this. Like, it's weird where my mind goes sometimes. Like, I was in a public area with my son and stuff like that, and there was like a person giving like a speech, and I was like, well, what if somebody came and tried to attack this person giving the speech? I would probably attempt to tackle that person that was trying to attack them because I feel confident in my ability to take someone down, and I feel confident in my ability to be the person to step up from that situation.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a little bit of like my ego.
I think it's good to have because if you don't have that, then the possibility of you helping is not there. Which is where I'm trying to instill in a boy.
And I've never been like. I've met cowards, like real cowards that I've been in situations that were like life threatening and they cowered. Yeah. And I was the one that was like, no, like I know what to do. Like I know what I can do. I have an option.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can do,
I know I have an option and I'm gonna act on that option type thing. So I guess I would be the one to try to assist or help.
And I think most people wouldn't do shit, so that's why like you have to step up and do something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there was that conversation, right? Like, not to bring the mood down, but like, so the school shootings, right?
Oh, yeah.
So Uvalde versus Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm. So
Uvalde, all those people died because the police were hesitant. They didn't just go in, they didn't like think about themselves. They weren't selfless. Nashville, I've heard people giving them, the police officers that were on duty and who were responding to that call, get a lot of praise because they just rolled up in that shit. Like, no this, no that. Like, they just went in there, right? And though there were lives lost, like, there could have been more if they didn't act the way that they did. So they put themselves behind these people that were in danger. So, so that's like another, aspect or another way to look at it. Like, how can my actions like affect other, affect an outcome, right? And so I don't think that's like an ego necessarily. Like, that's just like you putting like humanity first, and that's not like, I don't think that's like ego driven. I think that's like, and to some extent, like, this might not be, like, a popular opinion, but to some extent, like, it's like, do you fault those officers in Uvalde?
That took their time.
Yeah, that took their time, thought about it. Like, maybe, like, they didn't understand the gravity of, like, the situation. But also maybe they were just, like, running scared. Right. Like, we'll never know, like, until we're, like, in these situations. So, like, I feel like these conversations of, like, what would you do are kind of, like, not irrelevant, but you can't expect someone to like give a specific answer because we're all different. It's like fight or flight. Like what would you do? So
it's so determining on what is going on, like situation. It's so situational.
Right, and so so these officers in Nashville are like, getting praised, and then it's like, well, what if like Uvalde officers would have acted this much sooner? It's like, well, they're different people. Right. Like you know what I mean? But I feel like also when you take on a position of public service and safety, that's kind of like what you signed up for.
Oath for.
Right, took an oath for, but you took an oath for it, like not thinking this is like what's gonna happen. Right. Like you don't they don't train you as to like how your body is going to react in that situation. Right. So anyway, I think that's like another that's one example.
I still give them the benefit of the doubt. Like they did the best they can probably, and I would think that you expect good from everybody. That's why you want to do good. So like but
so I'm sure their intentions were pure. Like it was just kind of like a moment of pause of like shit. Like what do I do? Mm-hmm. Maybe they didn't have the like proper training. Blah blah blah. But everybody's praising the Nashville officers for doing what we all hope our officers will do in that situation for our kids. Well, you guys have kids. Like, hopefully we have officers that will do that for your kids to protect them in that situation. Yeah. So, sorry.
No, it makes sense. Insightful.
Yeah. So, what do we...
I did mine, so...
Oh, okay. So, yep.
Okay, so that you?
I guess so.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Group hangouts or one-on-one hangouts? Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Depends. Again, situational, right? I like group hangouts when it's, people that I really care about or like to be around. I can't stand being in groups where I don't enjoy everybody's company.
Yeah,
and I kind of like...
Yeah, is it a friend group that like everybody's familiar? Are you mixing people?
Yeah, you mixing people and then like, I don't know who he is, but I'm going to talk to you, So I don't know who they are. So I'm just talking to people I know type stuff. And then like one-on-one hangouts are great because you get to know somebody on a different level when you have a one-on-one hangout. You know what I mean? Like you get to a point where if you're on a one-on-one hangout, a little bit of the persona dissolves and you just get to know each other for real. So I really always enjoyed that. Like I've always enjoyed getting to know people, understanding like what makes them tick, how they are, who they are, why they are, and stuff like that. So it's situational because there's been some great group hangouts too that I've had, but I guess I'd say one-on-one.
One-on-one?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I feel like I prefer group hangouts. And this is probably because of myself, but I prefer group hangouts because yes, I appreciate the intimacy that you get like from a one-on-one hangout. You get to like hear people's thoughts and perspectives and things like that. But sometimes like if like a conversation were to go left, there's no one else there to witness why it went left. So I always like to have at least a third party there to tell me like, did I say something wrong? Like, was I fucked up or did they do something wrong? So like I enjoy group hangouts for that, for first of all, like evidential purpose.
Witnesses.
Witnesses. And also just to like see like how those people that I might have had a one-on-one interaction with interact. Like, are they the same in a group setting? Like, do they switch up from like when it was just me and you? Now like we're in this group, now you're acting different. So like I'm coming from a place like and assuming like I've already had one-on-ones with these people. Now how do you act in like this group setting?
Okay.
So so I would choose a group setting for sure.
What conversation are you having? I'll answer mine, but what conversation are you having that like it goes left?
Yo, when you get a group of...
No, just intimate. There's the one-on-one.
Oh, like a one-on-one? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's like, there could be like a lot of things that like maybe like go left. Like maybe you guys get into like a political debate maybe you get into...
So getting deep and then the feelings run too high.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And then you're just like, well, shit, like who started that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, was it something I said that triggered the conversation? Was it something she said? doesn't even matter who said what. Like it just matters that it got there. But I think like when you're having a one-on-one discussion, especially when there's alcohol involved, like things
that's what
can
I'm assuming alcohol brings out the actual emotion and stuff.
Right.
Thoughts, yeah.
I think that's like when it gets worse. But like even like a sober conversation, like and you're just like trying to express, like communication is key, and like the way that I say something might be triggering to like the other person. So even though like I meant no like malice with that, like they took it that way, right? And so I feel like there's plenty of opportunity for a one-on-one conversation to go a little bit left, but I feel like in a group setting, like even if you're having a one-on-one conversation in a group setting and like they're just like, yo guys, this is them, like, you know what I mean, like we have nothing to do with this, like we're just here. At least there's like more people to like give you insight of like, yeah, Sharday, like you shouldn't have said that, like that kind of like fuck shit up, or no, that bitch was wrong, like she shouldn't have said, like, you know what I mean. So I think there's just in my life there have been several.
That's interesting.
Situations.
I like that. I like the one-on-one. I don't know. Yeah, because I feel like in groups and stuff, like I could say stuff, and then that's when it would get like misconstrued, or like it didn't come out the right way or something like that. But yeah, I'd yet to have I don't know, maybe the deep conversation where it did go left or something. Maybe because we're not drinking that much or something. But I don't know. I feel like it's always a better time when it's just me and the person.
But I think you also give more, like, I think you also give people more grace when it's just, like, the two of you in an intimate situation, because, like, you're not trying to play to everybody else that's in the room.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, maybe that's easier to have, like, that conversation when it is the two of you, because, like, you might change your tone, like, if you know that there's, like, other people that are listening or who might have, like, an opinion about what you just said. So, yeah, I like that, too. Who's next? This is me?
It's you.
Okay. What do you love or like most about yourself?
Ooh. Let's go to me first.
Yeah.
What I like, what's the question? What I love.
What do you love or like most about yourself? Because maybe you don't love something, but you like something. Or maybe you like something, but you don't love it.
Yeah. No, I think the fact that I know myself more now, like I've taken a lot of time to kind of dive deep into who I am, right? And so by knowing yourself, you know how you react and stuff like that, and you can appreciate yourself too. I think a lot of people have been in the situation where they would do something like, why did I do that? Oh, I hate myself. Why would I act like that? Why would I say that? Why would I act, do that? Whatever. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like I have in the past, but now that what I love about myself is that I understand what I do in situations. And when I come up against situations that are foreign or that require a lot of self-restraint, I can reassure myself in my own, my head, like, hey, this ain't us. Don't act outside of who you are, So I love that about myself.
So you don't think there's ever, there's never been, like, a situation where you could, like, be like, yeah, I mean, like, I could have done that a little bit differently.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially, yeah, if I look back, right? There's definitely been situations like that. Or even situations where I didn't act and I should have acted as far as, like, what I really wanted. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm like, hey, do what you, not necessarily what you want all the time, but at least know yourself enough to know that if that's something that you should do it, type thing. So, but yeah, and then, I mean, I don't know. I like that I'm there for people. I like that people lean on me as far as an anchor to help them with things. Like I'm the type of guy who friends will ask for my advice, and I like that. Like I appreciate people asking me, what my opinion is on certain situations in their lives. Mm-hmm. So I like that about myself too.
What about you, Ron?
I want to say that I try to keep pure intentions, like what I want to do, like with no regrets. I don't do everything the right way, I guess, sometimes, but I feel like I'm a little self-righteous. Like, I feel like I'm pure and right with what I do, and I stand by it. And I don't have to really hide or, like, I don't know. That's one thing, but also another thing that I like and love is that I feel like I'm considerate.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a very considerate person. I do enjoy that about you. And I don't think it's self-righteous. It's just like you've probably had enough experiences like where you're just like, yeah, I can say that about myself. Or like I've heard enough people say that about me to where I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that. But like, do we think that we look for people's validations to validate like what we love and like about ourselves? Or do we even need that? Like, is it just like us? Like, is that purely like what we love and like, or do we look for other people to kind of validate those things? Like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I love and like.
I think most people look for you should look for both. Me, I look for just myself, but it should be, I should look for another opinion or something like that, because like other people's perception or perspectives or feelings matter, but I just kind of look inwards. But some people only look for other people's, and they should look for themselves too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should be balance.
There should be, yes, I agree. I would say like what I would like and love about myself is like I really do try to be kind. One thing my partner is like has been like trying to explain to me the difference between like nice and kind. I think I'm like a kind person. By nature, like I might have like a lot of questions or like my facial expressions are fucked up sometimes. Like I can't like fix my face. Like I need to work on that. But for the most part, like I'm kind to people naturally. Like I don't come at people like crazy as like my first response. Like even if you're coming at me crazy. Yeah. Like for example, this week I've been trying to get a medical bill situated and I've had to deal with Intermountain. Shit, I don't know if I should say that, but a medical facility, and getting like a payment plan set up and all this other stuff, and like just seems like none of them are talking to each other. Everybody's trained so different, and I've been in that environment like on phones and being in billing and like appeals and claims and things like that. So I know how that is. So. Instead of my first reaction being like, fuck you, give me a supervisor. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm just like, okay. So, like, let's back up. Right. Like, this is, like, what I'm saying. Because, like, sometimes, like, they have call times. They have to keep it under this certain time. They have to resolve your problem, which is, like, complete bullshit. And it's not fair, right? So, I'm just like, okay, this is what's happening. And I'm going to take the time to, like, re-explain it instead of getting upset. And people get really nasty over the phone. Especially over the phone, like, right? Over the phone. You're like, you ain't gonna come here and say that to my face, boo. Right? Like, you know where I am. I'm at this floor. But like, I just found like I always say like my saying is like you catch more bees with honey, right? Yeah, yeah. And like I've worked with plenty of people who think like the aggressive approach is like the best way, like. The squeaky wheel gets the cheese or whatever the fuck that the saying is. Gets the grease or the ham hock, whatever. and I like that's not me. Like you know what I mean? I'm like I'm going to try to like
kill him with kindness.
Kill you with kindness to an extent, but I also can get hyphy. But like that's not what I'm going to lead with. Right. So like I like. Yeah, that's one of the things like I like about myself. It's like I try to give people grace because like I've been in so many different fields of work, situations. Like I know that like it's very stressful in a lot of these situations. Right. So I like to think that I lead with kindness, and I think that's for the most part like what people would say is like, she's nice, like she's dope, she's funny, she's kind, like And so
I agree with it.
Thank you.
And sometimes you just gotta find the right one in the department, wherever that is.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Can I talk to you, Brenda? Like, where the fuck was Brenda? Brenda was helpful. Not that you aren't, Bristol, but where the fuck is Brenda? And thank Bristol for his time. But okay.
Bristol.
Yeah, that's what his name was. Okay, it's on you.
No, it's on me. I was just looking.
No, it's on you.
It's not me?
She's right there.
God. So the dementia. Alzheimer's dementia.
Your worst fear coming true.
You're speaking it into existence right
now. Comedy or drama?
Ooh.
Me? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always like comedy. But don't know. I love drama now, so always comedy. Mm-hmm. But it's so hard to find something to make me laugh nowadays. Like I used to laugh a ton. I still laugh.
Bone broken.
I still laugh, but just maybe drama, just a slight drama. There's always been comedy, little slight drama, I guess. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it's nice to, like, for me, like, because we were talking about the seasonal depression situation. This winter has been crazy.
Way crazy.
Like, I woke up this morning, as we all did, and, like, we just got dumped on. Like, what the fuck? I've been eating snow. Like, I enjoy that. Like, I just been eating
snow? Okay.
Yeah, I
haven't in a while.
But
like,
oh my god, like
that.
That's like why I get excited about snow, because like when I step out, like I'll just take it off my fence. I'm like, this is delicious.
Is that as good as rainwater or no? Good for you?
Probably.
I don't know if it's good for you at all, but like it just tastes great. Like I've heard, like if you crave like ice and stuff like that, you're low on iron, so I just might have a deficiency. But anyway, and like I was like, oh my god, all this ice. Whoa. But shit, what was the question?
Comedy or drama?
Okay, comedy or drama. So anyway, so back to the seasonal depression. Like for me, like when I'm sad or like I'm not in a good place or like I've had a bad day, I will like look through like all the streaming and just like find like new stand-ups, like new comedy. Like so I've watched so many different specials. Like I don't know if you guys know Samore.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Her new her special on, I think it was Netflix. Shit had me dead.
Watch it.
I was so dead. I had to be resurrected. That shit was so dead. And like dare I say it was like funnier than Chris Rock's stand up.
Oh, okay.
Chris Rock was like
right.
But Samora was like like I was like
Samora's hilarious.
She took me out. Like and so I went to bed happy. And like the next day I was like good. So like a good stand up like always makes me happy. So I think I would take stand up over drama any day. Okay. And I mean that's good like to get into like a what is it, the like I don't know if The Last of Us is like drama, but everybody's into that. I'm like, shit, that would make me kind of sad. The Last of Us.
I'm thinking of like Love is Blind. Like they have a good drama this season where it's like they bring some of the people that they rejected back, and then like just the
it's like a Bachelor type of situation.
It's like you strain like 10 females, 10 males. They don't know what each other look like, and they pick each other. And they get married within like 3 weeks or something.
Okay, that's on Netflix too. Okay, we've watched a couple episodes of that too.
It's good.
No, fuck that. But yeah, it is drama.
Yeah. I would probably say comedy. I like to laugh. I've always liked to laugh, like to make others laugh. So comedy, but I do watch a lot of dramas now too, and I think I appreciate more dramas because I can understand a lot of like put myself in a lot of these characters' shoes now.
In the drama,
right? Yeah, like so I'm rewatching Sopranos. That's like a drama. There's some comedy in there too, but it's a good show, and like the drama was real because like there's so many different things happening with so many different characters, and you're like, damn, like how are they dealing with all this? You know, like
classic as fuck.
Yeah, good fucking show. And then even another classic movie like Purple Rain. I rewatched Purple Rain recently, and I fucking love that movie. But watching it and like understanding kind of where he's coming from, you know, in a sense of like he was in the movie, you know, his princess character, he's a product of his environment. Like he's literally acting out what he's seeing, what he's living, and his music is the real him.
Yeah.
And then at the end of this show, he kind of comes to that realization, like, look, I can't let all the outside shit define me. Like, this is who I am, and this is who I love, right? The beautiful Apollonia.
Yes. Apollonia.
But yeah, so I like dramas, but I would say if I had to pick one, comedy.
Okay, when you guys remind me, like before we get done, product of your environment.
Okay.
Just someone remind me.
Last thing, I think so. Dramas are dynamic, but comedies like are truth. They say truth, but I think that dramas have.
Oh my god, Jesus!
Threw it at him.
So the Miss Pat show, like I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's on BET Plus. Like, it's a comedy, but it's also very reality based, right? But she adds a comedic spin to it, so it's definitely like exploring traumas that she's went through, but she laughs about it, like it like might be abortion, abuse, you know, her child being, you know, different orientation, or poverty, being molested, but she puts a comedic spin on it to where you're just like, yeah, these things are terrible,
right.
but it's hilarious.
Laugh to keep from crying.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
so,
a fine line or something like that. That sounds
I will share you with you guys my BET Plus password, so you guys can watch it, and it's just like these things that like we would probably normally be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like this sucks. Like she has, and these are things like it's loosely, really not even loosely based on her real life, but she adds like this comedic spin to it to where like you don't necessarily feel sorry for her. You can tell that she's worked through it herself, and now she's been able to like find the funny in it.
That's amazing.
And I think crazy. That it's Respect super, yeah. Like I think that's like kind of where we all should be at a certain extent or a certain point is like once we've done the work, like we should be able to find like the light and the laugh. And I'm terrible at that. Like me and my sister, we laugh at some fucked up shit, and I'm just like, I don't know what's wrong with us, but it helps, like right. So I think the Miss Pat show is a great example of like finding the funny.
Too hot, but okay.
So I don't know if we'll get through all of these. I don't know how much time we have, but
read your next one.
Let me see what's a good one. Apple or Android? We're not even go
Apollonia.
Okay.
Up, right.
Which one? Which one do you think is a good one?
Keep going. Go on. Wait, what's up?
Which one?
That one.
Okay. We'll go with this one. Lights on or lights off? Roman?
Lights on.
Are we talking about fucking?
Yep.
Okay.
No, just cooking dinner.
Okay, then you lights off. I don't want to see what I'm doing. It'll taste how it tastes.
See how this mac and cheese turned out.
We're gonna see how it turned out. I'm cooking by feel only. If Stevie Wonder could do it,
I'm just shit down. So you said lights on. Why?
Like straight up, just straight lights on. That's it. Yeah.
I mean,
dim lights or just like
it'd be nice to have some dim. But no, I don't know. Seeing just adds that extra thing to it, like
the intimacy.
No, the just the arousal, I guess.
Oh.
But yeah, but if you're just like trying to make love and just like do missionary or something, then lights off, I guess, and like more connection. But if you're trying to like get wild or like trying to
you want to see what's happening.
You want to see what's going on.
Or in Rudy's case, film it.
Yeah.
So you can play it back like, oh shit, that's not a good angle.
What about you?
I would definitely say lights on. I enjoy lights on. Because like why do you want to be like fucking in the dark? Like,
yeah, pitch black.
Yeah, like I feel like that's weird. I mean, I guess like it happens sometimes, but like I do know people who are just like never lights on, always lights off. Yeah, like. But what are you afraid? Like, I feel like that, like, makes the experience, like, a little bit more, like, not intimate because you're not really seeing your partner for who they are. Or maybe you're thinking that they're somebody that they're not. But, like, you being able to see them and appreciate their body and, like, what's happening is, like, super important. So, like, I would say lights on for the most part, but yeah,
bright lights. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like these.
Oh yeah, okay,
that's
nice.
great.
So porn lighting.
Like
porn lighting.
Nice.
Video shoot lighting.
Yes.
But like off, like if like it's just like kind of a spontaneous thing. You're just like we're just gonna get it in, we're gonna do it. Like that makes sense. But like if you're trying to like if you don't want to like see your partner, then like for me, if like you always wanted the lights off, I'd be like.
Right, like what is
ugly?
It? Yeah,
like,
what are you trying to say?
You think about somebody else?
Right.
So, yeah, I would definitely say lights on.
Okay. Yeah, some light, right? Like
some light.
Yeah, like some light. Like I think the best is like
some light.
Like dim lights or candles. Like I love shit like that.
That's a fire hazard.
I like fire hazard or like dim lights, some dim lights. But also daytime. I love daytime sex. Yeah, I like to see what's going on because I think most men are like visually aroused too. So I mean, it's not always just the feeling. Like I like to see what's going on. I like to see her body. I like to see everything, and it turns me on, right? So yeah, like lights on because I even like to look down and like view that and all that while it's going on.
Not
so
a POV.
Yes, I like my own POV. Like I like to be my own POV and see like everything going on down there.
So what about, okay, so you said you like to see, right? Yeah. So like we were talking about before we started cameraing, right? And I was telling Roman, I was like, Rome, what the fuck? Like the last video, like you can see all my shit, like my football, like my back fat, like you couldn't edit any of that out.
So me, I didn't see nothing wrong. Okay. I'm sorry.
So that's what he's saying. But me, when I look back at it, I was like, Jesus Christ. So when you're saying like, I want to see it I'm just asking like for men, like there's all these like images, right? Online. And like, there's been a lot of conversation around like, you know, like Black China's gotten off her, getting her shit removed.
And the Baphomet tattoo.
Yeah. Right. And the what?
She had a Baphomet tattoo.
A Baphomet?
Yeah, Baphomet's like a image of the devil. She has
okay. Yeah, the satanic thing. Okay, I didn't know that's what it was called. But yeah, she got that removed. And so like she's going back to like more of her natural, like what her body's supposed to look like. There's been a lot of conversation of like all these women like in any given room, in any given setting, look the same. Obviously not here, but like in a Hollywood setting, right? They all look the same. But when you're saying that you like to look and see, it doesn't matter to you all like if it's a perfect body and silhouette, like does like cellulite bother you? Does like back fat bother you? Not at all. Does a food paw bother you?
Actually makes it better. Okay. Well, the slight bump, like not like something crazy, but like if there's a slight bump, I think that's like the hottest thing, honestly.
I think to each their own, right? But like.
Or like maybe a little prickle on the legs.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, prickle on the legs, prickle on the.
I'm used to it. I don't like it, but I'm used to
it. Yeah. Prickle on the legs, prickle down below. You know, it's okay.
That's fine.
Like how much pressure is there on like a woman to like? If you are gonna have porn lighting and daylight lighting, like you're like, well, nigga, if you want to do all that, then I gotta do some shit. So like, what you're seeing is like, work. yeah, there's a lot of prep that goes into it. Y'all ain't gotta do too much, like, right? So I was just wondering, like, if that matters, like what you're seeing, or if it's not like what you guys are like seeing on social media. If like you're not seeing that with like your regular partner, does that change your arousal?
I'll be 100% truthful, right?
Shit.
Okay. I absolutely I love thick women, right?
Okay.
That's what I want to see. That's what
like I want to feel. BBW?
No, not like a fake thick, like a real.
No, like a BBW.
Oh, okay, yes. Yeah. I said BBL. Yeah. No, BBW, yes, absolutely, yes.
But how BBW?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to body shame.
That was an unfair question.
You know, there's like she's got to have, I've said this before too on other episodes, but she got to have thick thighs. If she has ass, she has to have thick thighs. You can't have skinny thighs and an ass. It just would throw me off. Like, what the fuck?
That's what the bodies are right now.
Right, so got to have it. I don't care about, you know, rolls, back fat, whatever, you know, any of that. I love it. Want to touch it, want to kiss it, want all that.
Grab onto it.
Yes.
When your arm ain't available.
Already available. All that, right? I would probably be turned off if I was with a really scrawny girl and I could see everything. And I'm like seeing hip bones and shit like that. I'm like, oh,
I feel like that would be painful.
Throw a blanket like on and like have her in the blanket. Oh my God. You know, like, oh, it's okay. Go away, baby. You got a cute face.
Yeah, I feel like it would be painful too. Just hitting bones.
Just straight, like, I don't know. Like bone to bone. Like, you want to hear some. You don't want to hear no. Like, you know what? You want that. You don't want. You know, there's a difference.
Yeah. You take her to the emergency room after. You're just like, did you break something? I think I heard something pop.
So that's 100% honesty. Like, yeah, maybe if it was a woman I wasn't attracted to and I had to like visually see it and it would turn me off, I might need like 2 blue chews instead of 1 blue chew.
It'd be hard for 8 days.
Okay. If you have some type of shape, I think you're great because women are just beautiful. I'm not gonna say like, I mean, all women are beautiful, but like obviously like even guys too. Like if you're too far gone, you're too far gone. But if you have a shape to you, if you're okay, you take care of yourself. Like
like
God, like if we're let's say God made, you know, probably women the best thing on earth.
Oh yeah,
you know, so yeah,
absolutely. But like guys, women like dad bods, right? Either like dad bods, like hunks, you know what I mean, like solid muscle guys, and you can't go too far on one extreme, right? You can't like obese guy, like 600-pound my life guy. You're probably not gonna want to fuck that guy.
I fucking love that shit.
A 600-pound, but you want to fuck a 600-pound guy?
Yeah, my 600-pound life.
But you would have sex with the 600-pound guy.
I wouldn't fuck him. No, I just enjoy watching them eat.
Oh, like with the lights, like with
so
the
happy.
No, but yeah,
like with the lights
Chuck
on.
And Larry, where they have
Chuck and Larry, they have forklift him out of the room.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the too far extreme, right? But like dad bods, that might be okay, like acceptable. Yeah. Most guys have dad bods, I guess.
I think even a chubby dude,
right? Like a chubby dude, like Big Papa, like Notorious B.I.G., that kind of big guys get play. They do.
Yeah.
But then on the opposite extreme, like Roman, you're slender, right? But women would like your kind of slender because you're like a muscular, slender type guy. But think about like a scrawny, anorexic guy, right? Like a fucking Chris Rock in the '90s guy. Like,
wait, did you call him that?
No. But I'm saying, like, think about if it was if it was on the opposite side, too skinny. They don't want to fuck that either. They don't want to be fucked by that either. You know what I mean? Like, some looking like a fucking scrawny chicken. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to go too extreme on one way or the other. So,
but Rome's height, like, also is like, desirable for women, right? So like, even though he is more like slender, like he's tall, like women like tall men, like so.
Yeah, he's tall and he's the slender, tall guy that women like. You're not the scrawny guy.
So you guys say, because I don't get this in person. So,
yeah.
Well, your whole ass married, so people are gonna come up to
I'm not
trying to fuck because you're slender and you're 6 foot.
Even before all that, I don't think I was getting attention like that. But anyways,
I just don't think he was like paying attention. Like you guys were talking about before we started, like before we started filming, like if he does ever go out, people are like, "Oh damn, like what happened to you? Like where'd you go?"
That's what it means. Like you're missing. That doesn't mean they like you.
Well, also like I just think maybe he's had like more of the shy demeanor, so like bitches like probably weren't like really comfortable coming up to you, telling you those things.
I'm sure I would probably have to be the one to make a move if that was the case, but I don't know.
Yeah. But you guys are both very attractive.
Thank you.
Men, yes.
You look really great. So
he's just saying that because he watched up on the last video and showed all of my.
I speak
all the seasonal eating. But it's okay. I love myself.
See, you don't believe, bro.
It's okay. Okay, so who's next?
I don't know.
And how much time do we have left?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Let's go 30 more minutes.
All right.
30 more minutes?
25.
Who's next?
You?
I did the last one.
So Rudy.
Lights on or off. So it's you.
Oh, it's me? No, I did comedy or drama.
Oh.
Wait, I don't know.
I guess
okay.
This one's great. I talked about this recently too.
Oh, shit.
Okay, would you rather drown or die in a fire? And I already have the answer to this.
Okay.
I would rather drown. It's way less painful. Think about burning to death. It'd be
painful.
It'd be so painful. You'd be fucking in agony before you died. Like you'd be like, burning sounds terrible. I'd rather drown because I've almost drowned, and it's a little bit intense. But if you died, it wouldn't be like hurtful. It's not hurtful. You're just kind of like struggling. But
I think it's more traumatizing.
If you were to burn, like think about burning.
I think with burning, like the shock kicks in and you don't really feel it.
Same with drowning.
No, I think it's painful for the lungs because you're trying to hold on. With burning, it's just this is happening. Like your body just probably goes into shock and then you just like don't feel it and then
I don't know.
With drowning, I think you're suffocating like for X amount of time. Like you're suffocating, you can't breathe. Like and there's nothing you can do about it. But I think like with burning, like I feel like you'd probably die like quicker.
I don't know.
And like you said, like I don't know.
Inhale the smoke into. I don't know. They're both very bad. I always thought burning, but I don't know.
Roman, I've seen morbid videos online and stuff like that.
Why do you watch them?
There's a morbid curiosity. But have you ever seen a video of somebody burning to death?
You do?
Why do they post that?
So somebody there's been videos on specific particular websites where they post people's deaths from around the world, like captured on the camera.
We're not going to share those.
No, but like if you ever seen somebody burning, like there was this one video, this guy was burning in his car, nobody could get to him, screaming, screeching in agony, and it takes a long time to die from fire. Sometimes.
You fucking watched that?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched enough to be like, oh my god, like he's screaming in there,
That's true.
If you're drowning, you're just fucking drowning.
Yeah.
Like there might be a little bit of pressure and pain on your lungs.
Are we talking about burning in a building or burning in like a lava pit or burning in like Because that's different. Because in a
burning
car,
is burning is burning.
No, because like if you got caught fire and then you're just like, oh god, I'm burning. No, that's different from. That's different
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, different from being in a volcano or being in a building surrounded with smoke and just
right and inhaling smoke.
Yeah,
I would rather either way. No matter how you paint the picture, I would rather drown. Like I would rather be drowning and die drowning. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we're up.
I agree.
There's a general consensus
This is
that
drowning.
we'd rather just drown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Okay. See the future or change the past?
Who's answer first?
Change the past.
Oh, okay. That's quick. Why?
Yeah, why would you? Yeah.
Because you could set everybody up for life if you change the past.
Well, you do that for the future too.
No, in the future you so in the past you could I don't know. I guess you're not traveling back in time. You're just changing things, and then it's still the present. But the future. So what was the change the future? Or
see the future.
Yeah, you still have to wait. You still have to wait for these things to happen. But the past is you're just already changed it.
So it's instant gratification.
Not just instant, but it's quicker. I guess it's quicker.
Yeah. So instant gratification versus like waiting and being patient because you see in the future.
Yeah, because you could be like, oh, you were a millionaire at 55 or something like that. I don't want to wait till 55. Like, you just change something and you're good now. But,
yeah. Oh, yeah. See, this is like a crazy one, right? Like, I guess like if we could see
Oh, sorry.
Okay, no, go ahead.
See the future, not even change the future.
See the future.
Your future could be horrible, so you can't change the past. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, okay, we didn't understand the question. But like for me, like I don't know. I guess it's like everybody says it's like there's nothing I would change in my life because then I wouldn't be where I am today. Well, what if where you are today is fucked up?
Yeah.
Because of your past,
or you're saying you can't be better. Like we could always be better. What it could have been better. So why not change something?
Yeah, I think I'd want to maybe change a couple things in the past because, like, yeah. Also, like, if you were able to see the future and, like, yeah, you said, like, it was really messed up. Like, do you want to see that and, like, live with that and, like, just like, not, not,
you're just waiting
like,
for it.
Impending doom?
But could you change it?
No, you can't. You have to see the future. You can't.
What is the future set?
It's possible, yeah.
What if it's always changing?
It's possible too.
And what if you make decisions and then it changes and you see something different? You're like, oh shit, I'm on the right track to changing it.
We're gonna say it's like you see the future, and like you can see it in like increments of like what happens, and, like where you end up.
Like That's So Raven.
That's So Raven.
Oh yeah, she had the visions and shit. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Do you think that was helpful? I wouldn't want to be Raven.
No, I won't remember. I mean,
because you're like,
she always
I gotta
fucked it up
do something. Yeah.
She always fucked it up. She always seen it and then tried to fix it and then fucked it up.
Yeah. So if you can see the future, you probably can't even change anything. So like, why would you even want? I mean, you can see the future, but I don't know. Change the past. To me, it's. What do you think?
I think I would want to. I think okay. So if we were able to see the future, it's not to say. Oh, I guess it says or change the past. I guess for me, like maybe I would want to see the future just to see like what like if any of this stuff that I had done or that I'm doing is going to
pay off.
Like you know what I mean? Like is this stupid 9 to 5 right now? Is this going to be like part of my downfall or my success? Is me maybe quitting it? Is it going to be part of my downfall or success? So I think I'd want to see the future just to know if I'm taking the right steps now. With the caveat of like, I can't change the future. Mm-hmm. Like, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think like we can change the future, but it would be just nice to see if I'm making the right decisions right now. But I don't think like realistically, like we ever know if like the decisions that we're making are right until way down the line, like True. Right, and that goes back to people being like, well, I wouldn't change anything, right?
You have to. I'm sorry.
You have to. Yeah. I don't know. I would probably say because it's hard, and I have a question on top of the question.
Okay.
What would you do if you're like, okay, I'll see the future, and you couldn't see past tomorrow?
Wait, what?
Because your fucking life ended that night. Like, what if you were seeing the future and you were like, okay, this is going to happen. And then one day, and then one day you wake up and you're like, wait, I can't see the future anymore because this is your last day. So then you would know you're dying, right?
So that's okay too, but...
You'd be okay with that.
Well, at least you could tell somebody goodbye or you could set something up or whatever, but...
Right, well...
I don't like that.
Well, but if you see the future, you could see like your parents die or something, or like something tragic too. So it's like, why would you want to see that too?
Yeah, but you're eventually gonna get to the point where you can't see tomorrow because you're like, oh shit, okay, this is my last day. You would know then if you could see the future. You'd know at that point in time, whenever it is, you'd be like, holy shit, I can no longer see the future. Now I know this is my last day.
But at least you get to spend it wisely.
Then you would wish you could change the past.
No,
at that point.
Oh, well, you're always gonna. I think you always wish you could change the past because like, just. Who would not want to change the past if they could invest in something and have a comfortable life, set their family up, or, buy something cheap or, like real estate or whatever it is. Like, why would you not want that? I get people aren't, some people aren't savvy enough or responsible enough to have, money and stuff like that. But why would you not want to be more comfortable or make a better decision health-wise, whatever the case is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig the part where you were saying that, or coming to the realization that if you change the past, it affects now. Yeah. Like it's instant gratification. And it's going to affect the future. It affects future too. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I would change the past because then you could do certain things in the past to affect your now, make it better, and make your future better. Yep. So.
But what about like the unpredictability of like we just don't know. Right. Like I just feel like there's like those like. Just in life, like, we kind of, like, go out on a whim and just, like, make decisions and, like, hope that they make a difference. But I guess that's just, like, another risk or another chance.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Because seeing the future would help in some instances. Yeah. Because, like, you can like, it'd make your decision making better. Yeah,
try to change it.
Yeah, it would make your decision...
Ghost of Christmas past type of...
It would make your decision making way better. Because then you can look at a situation and be like, and then know the future and be like, oh, okay, nope. I'm gonna pass on that. Or, then do something you're like, oh shit, this is gonna happen if I do this. Hell yeah, I'm doing that. You know?
Yeah.
True.
Which it's like hindsight is 20/20.
Right.
True. Which I feel like we know what we should do now anyways, or even in the past, but we don't. Anyways, but yeah, if you change something in the past, like let's say, oh, then I didn't have my kid or something like that, and it's like, oh, I want my kid, like, because that's the only chance we had, to make her or something like that. So yeah, that could be scary and that would suck.
Well, it's like when people, like, say, like, I hate, like, or not I hate, like, the person who you choose to have children with, right? Like, they're not a good person. Like, that's not, like, that relationship didn't work out. But, like, I love the child that came out of that situation. Yep. And if I would have had a child with anybody else, I wouldn't have this person, like, right? So, like, yeah, I hate you, but, like, I'm glad that, like, I got this kid out of the situation. Like, I can't even imagine having, like, a different child, like, a different kid with a different, like, another personality or whatever. So, like, I hear that all the time, too. Like, yeah, but without him, I wouldn't have these, have them. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a hard one. And again, like, hindsight is 20/20. Like, I think what you said was, like, more of, like, I think I'd maybe make different financial decisions. But maybe not, like, the mistakes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the lessons. But, yeah, definitely, like, being more, like, financially literate, more educated in some areas to, like, know how to make better decisions. Like, of course, I would change probably that. But I don't think I would have changed any of the fucked up shit that happened.
Right. Yeah, I would, yeah.
That's a good movie plot. I was just thinking, I think a lot of good show plot. But no, but like, okay, think about this. What if you could instantly... So, if you could change the past, and it instantly happens to you now, because you're in the present, like, you could look at something and be like, oh, man, it would really benefit me if I, knew another language. And you'd be like, oh, wait, I can change the past. And then you go and you, like, do a 9-month course in another language, and you know it right now. Then you're like, boom, I know it now. You just know it. But the after effect of that, or the result of that, would be, like, you wouldn't know how that affected what you already knew to be the present. Like, maybe now you're having a strange relationship with a loved one and you're like, oh, why? And they're like, oh, because you took time to learn this other language and you took time away from this to focus on that, and it affects you like in the now, right? Change
something. Or you met someone who knows that language. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about like how the movie would start. Maybe you should be a director.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, we are like winding down. I think this was like a really fun convo to have. So, just really quick, what are some of the things that you learned out of your answers that you gave that maybe you can move forward and implement in your everyday life moving forward?
That's a really solid question.
Thank you.
That's really good. No, I think it was fun because I love stuff like this because it really brings out like things you don't think about all the time.
Yeah.
You learn about others, right? Like we're pretty common in what we think. That's great for friendships and stuff like that. So what I take from it is that like, I learn new things every day about people and me, myself.
Yeah. What about you, Rome?
You.
Okay. Something that I take from this, like, and just like hearing your guys, like your guys' perspectives, like I think we had some similarities in the way that we think, but just like really understanding that like, everybody's perception is different, just because of their circumstance. So like, I feel like it just makes me realize that everybody doesn't think like me, and just to continue to try my best to give people grace in the things that they do, because every day, like, I'm kind of dealing with very different personalities, very different people, and I'm very headstrong, and sometimes it's hard for me to see past why someone else would think this way, because I'm just like, this is right and this is wrong. But I think like questions like this, like you said, like lend different perspectives, and I think like moving forward, like for me in my life, like I can just like take these things and be like, everybody kind of sees that a little bit different and has like a different reasoning for why they did something. It's not right or it's not wrong, but it's what's right for them at that time, and we have to respect them for that.
Yeah. I think for me, it's reminding myself who I am, I guess. Like, these are questions that I know, I guess, but it's nice to be reminded of who you are by sharing your personality or your thoughts.
Right.
Yeah.
We didn't get to the winning the lottery or finding your soulmate. I think I'd win the lottery.
Same.
You'd find your soulmate.
You'd find multiple soulmates at that point.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I feel like I found my soulmate, so does that mean? So can I just win the lottery since I already have the soulmate? Just kidding.
Yeah, you can win your lottery and have your fucking soulmate. Okay, that's great.
And thanks for getting us in trouble.
Yeah. I have 2 found my soulmate.
Put that down. I have 2.
And I think
just for the record,
Shorty has found her soulmate.
Let it be on the record.
Yeah, on the record.
We have found our soulmates as well.
I love that. Well, y'all, thank you for tuning in. Yes. Hopefully these questions have you thinking about what you would do in these situations and how you would handle different things that come at you day to day, and maybe just think about your friend circle and the people that you surround yourself with, because as you can see, it's great to have people that are like-minded around you, but also it's great to have people who can shed some light on maybe something you didn't necessarily think about. So, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Rich at Heart Podcast, episode 41. Don't forget to subscribe. We really need you to subscribe. Not that we're begging or bleeding or anything. But it's been really fun. Hope you guys love this episode. Check it later.
Nice.
This is fun.
That was way fun.